Yeah.
mentally and emotionally.
Oh, wow. Okay, and I know you kind of touched this, but you kind of backed up a little bit, so I got just a few more questions to deal with. But you started going this route on your own before I even asked, but you backed up and went somewhere else. But what type of effects does it have on your current relationships? And sometimes people need to understand this too, because sometimes the people that we deal with don't know why we're doing what we're doing, why we are acting the way we act. They don't understand our roots. They don't understand what we have dealt with, and they might get upset with us because of some of the things that we're not doing to make them happy. You understand what I'm saying? And so it becomes a, oh, I'm explaining it before I asked you the question. So what type of effects does it have on your current relationships? Whether it be your children, whether it be your all around relationship.
It's really hard when it comes to relationships, especially given all of my dynamics and things that have happened, because if this person didn't end with me, it continued with others. So so you blame yourself for them even being allowed, around, or you being around. Like I said, when I had my son infected, it was hard to really, I was very overprotective of him, but then in another sense, I couldn't change him, couldn't touch him, couldn't do certain things. My relationships, with guys, it really has a major effect on it. Like I said, 5 different relationships, 5 different, fathers, and that's because, they all started cheating. If you don't give them desires that they're still human, and they cheat, and we go through so many problems, and and it's so weird because in some of the relationships, I want the person to be strong, have a strong backbone. I want them to, so every little thing is like, oh no, you should go to war and beyond for me, when it maybe doesn't even cause for war, but because that person should have went for war, went to war, protected me, and didn't. I look for the protection, and those guys, when it doesn't even call for it, somebody call me out my name, somebody do anything, I can protect myself. If everybody know me, I can protect myself, but I'm looking for protection, from them. Being intimate wise, this is taboo, because I always see everything as it's wrong. It's wrong. This is not right. You're not supposed to feel this way. When I was married to my husband, my children, they never seen me hold hands, even sit by him. None of that, and that's because I just thought, oh no, you can't hold hands, you can't, show affection, we're not supposed to do that, and it gets really, 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 really hard, because even when you're alone together, I get visions in my head of the molester, not the person. So I pray and ask God to take that away from me, for I don't see that person anymore. And then, when molestation, people deal with it differently. So when one person has already gone through their storm, and you're still protecting this individual, and this person has gone through their storm, and so you're mad at them. No, you don't say that. You don't treat him like that. You don't do this. And then now they're out of their storm, and they're, okay, I forgive, I moved on, this and that. But now you're in that storm. You're like, no, you know. And so you have to, where they're uplifting that person, you're ready to just like, no, we need to tell it, just tell it like it is. And so it causes a lot of problems, you know. Especially when you feel like you're, like you said earlier, like you're still in bondage because, hey, I'm not saying your name, I'm not saying your relationship, you know. So you're still, in a sense, you're holding me, you know, you're holding me bondage, you know. So it affects relationships all the way around.
And not telling you to, don't get it wrong, but what stops you from saying who he or she is, you know, to continue to protect, like you just said. I mean, you said like the holding in bondage and stuff.
My siblings and my children.
And your children. Good.
And that's
yeah.
just my siblings, my sisters, and my children.
Okay, let me ask a couple of more of these questions, and I'm going to.
You're fine, Pastor.
Okay.
This helps, and I was so scared to come.
I know.
I was so scared to come. Kind of glad one of the kids got sick last week, so I didn't have to come. And then today I was just like, I gotta go. So even though you feel like you're still in bondage because you're not saying a name, you're not saying a relationship, like it's so much release and relief just to be here, and talk about it and say it. So I really appreciate you for.
And that's why I said it in the way that I did, in the order that I said it. I wanted to, while praying earlier today, I wanted to say it's not your fault. And sometimes if things happen later on, what could we have done different? This and that. So many different thoughts can hit us. And it's okay to talk about it, because sometimes talking, although it opens up different things, it also gives you a chance to release. And knowing also that it's okay to heal, so that releasing, that talking about it, ultimately will bring forth healing.
And that's what people, a lot of people don't. You know, I don't care about like justice per se, anything. I just want to heal. I don't want to be his victim anymore. I just want to be victorious. And I feel like I'm still a victim.
There's questions not on the paper, but have you talked to him about it?
I tried one time, and at the time that I tried, I just felt like he was so emotional and didn't understand, and it had happened to him, this and that. And when I did talk to him, when I did talk to him, he tried to, the first time I tried to talk, I was a little younger, and he said he didn't know why he did it. And then when I went to him at 16, I tried to talk to him. And I ended up having to go down to the river, Mississippi River, and keep him from jumping in. So, but when I've talked to him about 4 years ago, try to talk, I just realized that all that was still part of the manipulation.
Yeah.
You know, because, and you played on my heart. You know my heart.
Yeah.
You played on my heart. I'm not gonna let you hurt yourself, you know. And looking back then, would you really have jumped in? You knew I was gonna stop anything, whatever, you know. And so yes, I've tried to talk, and it just makes me angrier because I just need you to acknowledge it. I want you to know how it's impacted, affected my life, what it has done to me, how it has destroyed me, you know. And I think I deserve that much, is to be able to sit down, look you in your face, talk to you, and you, because anything you say is not going to make sense anyway. It's not going to justify it. But just tell me your reason, your mind frame. Get like we're doing here. Let me do that.
Yeah.
Let me get that off my chest, and you don't act like I'm crazy or I'm, you know, something's wrong with me, you know, or pick beats